You know what? My God, Lydia.
What?
This book is absolutely amazing, and it never occurred to me.
Well, it's Dr. Seuss. Of course it's amazing.
Yeah, you're right about that. But you know what? I've read this book
Mm-hmm.
3 times before, and only now did I make the correlation between this book and my feelings about illegal immigration.
Oh,
I
it's a
know
book
that
about
sounds-
illegal immigration?
No, it's not. It's a book about hospitality gone awry.
Okay.
But it really says it all, at least my view, when it comes to illegal immigration.
You're going to have to tell me about the book to see if I agree with you or not.
This is amazing. You know, Thidwick, in this book, Thidwick is a big-hearted moose.
Okay.
All right, and he's got a big set of antlers. And all these, he invites a couple of creatures to come and live on his antlers.
All right.
Okay, everything's fine. But then they start inviting creatures, and other creatures hop on board, and pretty soon they're living on top of his antlers.
Okay.
And they start weighing him down. So he can no longer run fast. He's having a hard time putting his head down to munch on moose grass. So they're overburdening him.
So it wasn't the more the merrier?
No, it's not more the merrier. They start making life difficult for him. I mean, stop and think about it.
Yes.
He has some invited guests, he has some uninvited guests.
Okay.
You and I love to have dinner parties.
Right.
All right. If I invite 20 people to my table,
Mm-hmm.
and 50 show up,
Mm-hmm.
and I only have 20 steaks, how am I supposed to take care of the other 30?
Haven't you ever heard of the loaves and the fishes?
Oh, Lydia, you know I have. You and I were both raised Christian. That's
Well,
a
there you go.
beautiful, beautiful sentiment. And that's certainly one that I aspire to. But that's not one that practically I can handle. If 30 extra people come to my table and they want me to take care of them, give them food, give them clothing, find some place for them to sleep, some place for them to work, is that my job? Well,
Is it?
I don't know. I really don't think it is.
Well, I see where you're going with this. That the loaves and the fishes is a beautiful concept.
It's beautiful, and it's a
But
wonderful
it doesn't
thing to
work
aspire
in
to.
reality when we need actual tangible things like houses and money and healthcare and all those things.
Absolutely.
But you know where I go with this is I know it's a problem. I want to blame someone though. Who do we blame?
Oh, I'm not sure. Let's see. Well, from everything I've read, I would say that you would blame the employers who are employing illegal immigrants and paying them under the table or paying them less than wages they would pay Americans and not
Right.
giving them health care benefits. But I would also say I would blame the illegal immigrants. I mean, you wouldn't see me going to Europe or to South America or to another country.
Even if your life was so incredibly dismal and you thought this was the place to be?
Well, I certainly hope that I would do it legally, ask them to be permitted into the country.
Okay.
I mean, there is such a concept. You and I were also raised, not only with the loaves and the fishes, we were raised with the idea, give us you're hungry, you're tired, you're poor.
Right.
That's something we're very proud of as
Well,
Americans.
so then we're to blame too, because we said that. We opened our doors and they came.
But we have been taking people who we have said could come into our country. We invited them. These are people who are coming over and they're not invited.
Right. Well, I'm not totally disagreeing with you because I have read about some statistics on illegal immigration.
Okay.
And in fact, the last thing I read was not too long ago. That's why it's so fresh in my memory. And it was by a reporter in the LA Times. And of course, he used LA County as an example.
Oh, that
And
makes sense.
what he said was 95% of the outstanding warrants in LA County are for illegal immigrants. 35% of all the inmates in the state of California are illegal immigrants. And 2/3 of the children born in LA County are born to, say it,
What?
illegal immigrants.
Oh. I
Didn't
thought you were
you
going to
delude
say
you there?
mothers, or I wasn't quite sure
Oh,
what you were
they're born
saying.
to mothers too,
I guess
Carol.
so. I guess so.
Anyway,
Are they welfare mothers?
well, that's a good question too, because everybody thinks that they come to this country to do the jobs that Americans don't want to do, and almost always they cite picking crops, which is a valid thing to say for the state of California. But only 2% of the illegal immigrants in California actually pick crops, and 29% are on welfare.
then
I
there
don't know.
is something wrong with that, because if we can't even take care of our own people,
Right.
provide them with health care, provide them with a means to have a job and have a decent living, then
Right.
on a practical note, and not on a cruel note,
Mhm.
there's no way we can take care of other people who are coming here without
Yeah.
being invited.
You're right, and we cannot solve this.
No, I know
And
we
we
can't, but I
cannot
just think
answer this.
this book is pretty
Well,
amazing.
But what you can do is tell me what happens to this.
Well, it's a very nice ending. Vidwick is at the edge of a cliff, and hunters are aiming their guns at him, and he thinks he's going to die because he just can't run fast enough with all of these creatures on his antlers. And then he remembers it's that special time of year when moose and deer can shed their antlers.
Ah.
So he puts his head down, the antlers come off, and he tells the creatures they can keep his antlers, and he goes off and saves himself. So it's really kind of neat.
It is neat, and he did what he had to do instinctually.
Absolutely.
Whereas we as human beings have gotten away from our instinct.
You think so?
I do think. I think one other thing, and then I'm going to have to stop this conversation because it's making me very tired. What I think is, you and I usually disagree.
It's a little
And I
bit
think we
nice.
agree on this, pretty much. I think we agree on this subject, though.
I think so
I think
too.
most people would too, that we need to do something.
We do need to do something, and it doesn't come from cruelty or from a mean heart.
Right.
It comes from practical reasons.
Right.
And I think maybe he should be our big-hearted muse.
Aren't
Could
you
be.
clever tonight?
Anyways,
All
I'm
right.
tired, kid.
Yeah, me too.